Hello. Try that again. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel and the stream. My name is Catlock and it has disconnected, isn't it? Right, let me just... I need to faff around with that one again. Right, that's going to look a little weird for a sec. Let's get it back to where we had it. A bit smaller than that this time. Yeah, it's squished, but that's how I'm trialing it for a session. Right, let's actually put the game on screen. Yes, cool. Right, so last stream didn't do voice, wanted to just rest up a little bit and, you know, kind of just save it, make sure that I didn't, you know, damage my throat too much. And yeah, I'm feeling a hell of a lot better. So, kind of came to my attention that we were actually missing some footage from the last stream. If I believe I can do this. So if I do this and I... Right, okay, that's showing my current internet tab. And it's showing like the behind the scenes video editor. So, if I full screen this for a second, there are these little red parts. This is music that Twitch finds unacceptable to be playing during the stream, because I think it's probably copyright reasons. And yeah, to cut a nice long story short, it does mean that some footage is missing. Now, while I'm yapping, this is muted, I believe. Let's just, I know the audio section is muted anyway, but it does mean that the YouTube stream has cut off at some weird, awkward points, like, yeah, I can do that, and that's still running in the background. The first one here isn't anything major. I didn't actually make a note of it. Oh, that's probably because it didn't jump. Nor did the next one. But you get up to... where are we looking? So, this duel, grind game of all grind games, started about 58 minutes into the stream. I think we ended up basically succeeding with eventually managing to stick Redo a pass. The duel itself is pretty decently long. It starts at 58:22 and cuts to... let's see, I think it's not too long after that. It's 1:15:01 that it cuts to. So it cuts to just after we win, right? It's not an entirely different duel. Yeah, this is the grind game where we just sat on Redo for an eternity. And it cuts around about here. You don't see the rest of it, but which is not really relevant because I believe we've got, yeah, less than 10 cards left in deck. And you get up to about here. And yeah, 4, and they surrender in, like, next turn. Yeah, there you go, there's the surrender. But it jumps to not there, but where does it jump to? Somewhere around about here. Yeah, it jumps to this point here. Now, I know a lot of people can infer those conclusions, but it doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't ring true to me as much when I have to be like, but actually this, you know, I don't want to have to look back and be like, well, this wasn't shown, so the whole run's illegitimate. Of course, no one's actually going to say that, it's all just for me. This duel was a similar case. It's long enough that it actually jumped twice. Like, this effect resolves here, summoning Gen? No, summoning Ken to my side of the field, and then it cuts on the YouTube video. And it picks it up about here, just at the end of it, because Twitch, which is all fun and games. Then, yeah, it's long enough that we get another cut somewhere around here. Yeah, I get to declare my attack with Kashtira Ogre. And it then cuts again. Like, you don't see that bit. And then, let's see, I believe we probably end up surrendering this duel. Yeah, I think that there, like, we end up getting a surrender around about here somewhere, that because we just can't outgrind them, and they put Ogre in the back rooms. So it cuts to somewhere about there. I think maybe slightly into the start of this one, it cuts from like one board state to a completely different board state from a different duelist, which is really weird. Like, sure, that's gonna happen because apparently I'm playing inadmissible music, but and yeah, this one cuts from the moment that you get, I want to say from the moment that Granquignol hits the board, which again, a little bit weird, because it gets, oh wait, no, it cuts to from somewhere around here where Rescue Rabbit is on side. We then surrender a duel to Gimmick Puppets, and then it goes into the next duel versus Jeff after he has summoned Kashtira, Ogre, and no, Fenrir and Unicorn. And these are all things that, you know, are just happening, that are not actually in the YouTube video for, as far as I can tell, just reasons. Not saying that we won this duel. No, we definitely didn't, right? Yeah, we quit out of that. But then the last one is around here, where it just, yeah, it cuts off slightly before. Like, this duel is a very quick win. This happens, Vale resolves, we then triple tack, and it's, let's see, yeah, look at that hand, shuffle one of these cards back, the Shadow Squad. That gets shuffled back, triple tactics goes to the grave, and the duel cuts here on YouTube. And, you know, that's kind of an important bit, because the duel is won here. Like, they just quit. And we then go and open some packs, and what do we actually end up pulling? We end up pulling Traptrix Serra and Alpha, the Master of Beasts. Might be from this one. Not from this one. Oh, and Silhouette Rabbit, right. Don't know how I could forget, but yeah, Silhouette Rabbit as well. Who is decent for us, but we don't have the Dirt Spider. Statue of Anguish Batten. Oh yeah, and Giant Starfall. That's not a terrible card as well. But it does rely on going up against like Xyz and Link most of the time. We got Doomkraken, and then, yeah, there's Traptrix Serra. I can't remember when we got Alpha. I guess we must have got Alpha, the Master of Beasts, a lot earlier. But yeah, at this point, like, all of this is missing. Because it just jumps to a point when we're in the deck builder and we have like 28 cards in deck because we had a few labyrinths. This is the next jump point. You can infer that I've like pulled some decent cards. You can infer that I've pulled Traptrix Serra. But the fact that that whole segment is just missing is a little annoying. But anyway, so get out of full screen for that. And I don't need to be showing that anymore, so we'll do that. Oh. Let's remove that one. Okay. Put that back up. And retry. Okay, cool. Right, so... wait. Come on. Why is it not showing me things? I'm so confused at the moment. Hold on. Screen capture, game capture. Right. Are we kind of back in the right bit? Seems it. Oh, right. That's why I'm confused. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so yeah. Long time to say that basically some of the video wasn't actually uploaded to the full stream on YouTube. It's about 24 minutes shorter overall. And, yeah, to get on to today's stream, the here and the now, we completed our objective of Xyz summoning 30 times using Redo a Turbo, which means we now have the option of all of these decks to try again. And I say all of these decks, that's not a deck, that's not a deck. These three aren't decks, these are cards we just can't use, but we also can't dismantle. I don't think we've changed that in a while. This was recently changed. We got another illusion. Yeah. So if I wanted to do a few test hands and see what kind of stuff we were cooking up. Because this feels like it could be a really good deck, but at the same time it's a hell of a lot of monsters, and it relies on some... it feels like it relies on some very specific hands. I don't know if it does or not, but it's just the impression I'm getting. And I don't know how to kind of shift that feeling. I want to play something that's not just the generator deck again, because new month, we did it for the whole of last month, and it's successful, that's why we do it. We will eventually need to return to it, because the current objective is to summon tokens, but I think we have something else that summons tokens, right? Sure we do. If I squint hard enough, maybe we do. Okay, maybe not in this deck. But I'm pretty sure we have ways to summon tokens. And it feels like some of these hands could be decent, but plenty of them are just going to be awful. I'm willing to try it out. Can't play this one. We could play this deck. But I don't think it's conducive to a good viewer experience or a good experience for my opponents. Granted, I have stopped caring about the latter one quite a bit. This is likely to... I think it's likely enough to do well. We've got 3 of this guy. I don't know if we actually play the 3rd one. I don't know if we cut down on VM. We've got... what else do we have? We've updated Burn a little bit. I can't remember. I think it was we finally got like the 3rd Secret Barrel. And then that in combination with the fact that we have a small bit of Mekanko we can do, as well as just like big bodies generally. In theory this should work out. But who's to say? This one doesn't summon tokens, does it? No, we have a trap monster, but I don't think we have tokens. No, wait. We have exactly 1 card summoning tokens, the Trickstar thing. This is the other way we can summon tokens. We could use the Pacifist deck. Now, 50 cards seems like a bit chonky for a deck size, but like the test hands that I have been drawing have felt like passable. As bad as that sounds, it feels like it's just, you know, it's okay. Although this hand is a little awful. But you get hands that are kind of like this. You control a normal monster. Well, great. Turn 1 is probably just like normal Megalo. Have this and this on field. You've got a negate, you've got a monster negate, and it drops a stat. Is it going to win you the game most of the time? Probably not, but it feels like it's also going to be better than Fenrir. Summoning Fenrir, searching Ogre, and then, you know, making White Aura Whale turn 1. Because that's your alternative with this hand. And then, yeah, it's got a few of the good stuff staples in. It's got some changes, like we're playing the Imperial Dragon, which is a holdover from the last one. But I feel that our, although limited normal monster lineup is slightly better now, because we have a grand total of 4 Paleos, we have 6 normal summons, we have the Phantasm Spiral Dragon who can be brought out with Spiral Wave. We also have Fish Sonar, which can special him from the deck. We have Sea Stealth to put him on the field. It'll put him in the grave afterwards, but it can put him on the field. And then we have Rescue Rabbit, which will deck thin. It'll deck thin for 2 level 4s, which means we can make Redoer, or I believe we can just make a Link too. Yeah, we could make Miss Starboy if we really want to. And of course, you know it, you love it. We've got Floodgates. We've included the Dominus Impulse. I don't know if it's worth including Alpha Master of Beasts, because someone had commented on the last stream about the fact that, hey, you pulled Alpha, why didn't you just like put him in the deck you were using? And it is a fantastic question, because Alpha is probably our best going second card by a mile at this point. There he is. Simply because it's a free summon. If it succeeds, it can bounce itself to hand and then re-summon because you won't control any monsters. Even if you do control monsters, your opponent just has to have more attack than yours, which means you could, in theory, do something like summon Fenrir, summon Alpha, because most of the time your opponent's going to have a board with higher than 2400. Yeah, and like, it's just a good card. The issue is it's completely dead going first. We don't have any way to give our opponent a monster, and this is genuinely just bordered for exactly second. We have a number of cards kind of like that anyway, in the sense that, how do we put it? There are a number of cards in this deck that are kind of like that. This one's kind of for going second, The extra deck is primarily better going second, except for like a specific few, like Zeta, Aegerin, Susanoo, Masurawo even. Susanoo is the 10. Rita was just good at either turn, and possibly Zeraboros, so that you have something that's reactive, but probably not. And then we have just like actual go second, which is a pile that I need to cut down. We need to work on this definitely, because all the cards in this list are solid, but it is a 50, nearly 60 card list of just cards to go second and hope we draw the good stuff in combination with each other. Like, we can definitely cut this down in some degree. It's just working out what that is. Like, well, actually, a very simple change. We can cut the battle faders. The battle faders are, oh no, we're made to go first, but what are the odds that we draw them specifically? Let's close that tab as well while I'm here and thinking about it. So I think we might end up playing the Umi normal deck. And while I'm here, 3 main cards. What's the third one? Normal, normal. And what's a good representation? That's plenty of cards. Just Synchro Shenanigans, something like that, or Destrudo. I think so. That'll do. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with today. We'll see how well it does. Give it a stream. Wrong one. Don't need to change the accessories, need to change the deck. It's not that Redo a Turbo is left for dead now. Rank 4 Turbo will just probably have a spot at various points throughout the series. But for the moment, we want to try something different. I want to get welcomed back by losing the coin toss. Like, this is one of those hands that doesn't work out. Oh, another argument for Alpha the Master of Beasts was it's an out to Chaos Max or Dragoon, which is true if they don't negate it. And in that case, hey, that becomes a must negate card. That's still pretty good, right? Yeah, that is pretty good. Like, can't argue. But I do feel the issue is that if we're playing this one card as a must negate, we then have to get something else that deals with it. And our stuff that reliably deals with Dragoon is Kaijus, which doesn't actually require Alpha at all. Not in the slightest. Okay, so do you have a Blue Eyes in hand? No, you are just on the new support. Okay. So, on the one hand, it's like really good. On the other hand, I don't know. We're a Masocist deck. Are we really picking and choosing? Are we really saying that Alpha the Master of Beasts is too niche because it can only be used going second? I can use it as a discard for Dynamicious, as a, you know, extra card in the hand for dangers. Okay, they're putting down that True Light. Did they already mill? They haven't milled yet, so they can do that now. Or not. I don't know what this start to the turn is, but it feels weird. Maybe just because I'm seeing these two. Maybe that's all it is to it. Royal Jet Dragon. It's a nice royal rare. Kaiba would approve. Kaiba would indeed approve. That's a Royal Bingo Machine Go as well. Right. 3 with different names. Random card. As long as I didn't give them the trap, I don't feel it's too bad. If I gave them the trap, that does feel a little awful. $1,600. Massive. But anyway, they get the blue eyes back out, which also brings the Maiden of White out. And then what? You've got 3 whole tuner monsters on your side of the field. At least I think they all are. Yeah, I don't exactly know why. It's a little bit of a different end board than I'm used to seeing, I guess. Is this Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, or is it Neo? They haven't happened to search a Chaos monster this turn, have they? They don't happen to have access to Chaos Max now, would they? I can only imagine they might. Just maybe. Is there anything that gives them a search? Not really. By battle or by card effect. That's by game mechanics, so I don't think that counts. Okay. And that gets them to the other 8, which gets them to another 9, which gets them to the double negate. Oh, there's Jet Dragon. That's not what I was expecting. But it does still work. It is a Blue Eyes monster. But no, you are special summoning Blue Eyes from deck. And the issue here is that they've got Jet Dragon and I will not be able to pop True Light. They will have an Omni Negate and a Monster Negate, I believe. That's how this... Oh no, no tuner. So what are they doing? Are they making Hope Harbinger? Yeah, that will get you to Chaos Max, won't it? During your end phase. So yeah, they'll have Magia for next turn. Not for this turn, but for next turn. Which, I mean, I'm going to be completely honest, I don't currently know what I'm doing with this anyway. And a set card. Now that could be the spell. It would make sense for them to have the spell in hand, but it could be the spell. What it could also be is the trap card. And if it's the trap card, I have an issue. So yeah, they have Magia next turn. Peekaboo. That's actually very interesting. Magia isn't here, right? Right, so let's just relate it to Blue Eyes. Okay, you can only negate your opponent's card or effects. Right, what are we doing? Normal summon. Oh, that makes Magia right now, doesn't it? I guess I should have considered that. I didn't think about it. Huh. Now what? Cannot target Blue Eyes White Dragon. I can destroy Jet Dragon. Do I just, like, set 4? I think we try and Blackout next turn. Yeah, I think the answer is to try and use Blackout. In theory, they maybe negate the Blackout. I'm not so sure. They probably don't. But, yeah, that's an issue. They've got 1 in hand. Does it target? No, it doesn't. So I've got to try and do this now, right? 1, 2, I don't know, 3. Doesn't matter because the field spell won't die. It's literally like just Jet Dragon dies from this. But they actually negate it. Okay, so we still have the issue that they have a destruction of some kind. What I'm wondering is if and when they'll use it. I don't think they will. I think we're screwed. But maybe I think too much. Maybe I just need to relax. Also, you totally tributed off the wrong monster there, but go figure. Nope, I ain't got anything. Please use your face down. Come on, just use the face down. Oh no, they're going to put 2 Blue Eyes in the grave. Well, they've got a... Are they going to hit that? Are they going to leave the monster? They've got a 66% chance of hitting a... of hitting the card I need them to not hit. And let's say hypothetically, even hypothetically, they did not hit the card that kind of really helps me in this scenario, then what, you know? Oh, they're going for 3. You're just going to pop everything. You're going to pop all 3 spell traps, aren't you? I gotta wait until they do it. Because if they don't pop all 3 spell traps, which they're going to, I have a chance. That's about as far as I can push it, though. I'll do it. Welcome back to Master Duel Masochist. On with the next one. I'm aware this deck might really underperform, but I am going to give it a, some kind of a fair shot. We've got new cards that can go in. We've got more copies of some of the cards that were in before. Like, certainly things. We'll set this special, and we'll activate this for giggles. This is the most powerful end board we have, definitely. Honestly, like, the field spell plus, what, a couple fists? Field spell plus 2 fists would probably be better than this board. Sorry, what? Tea, please. And we're against rockets. I'd be lying if I said I knew what to do against rockets. Although, I believe is the field spell limited? I feel like the field spell is limited. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's just me thinking about things. It is not. Well, let's see if we can hit something off the top. They were thinking about something there. I'm so curious as to what. Tracer, Metal, Black, Safer, Chaos Space. None of these cards are at 1. So it's about how much do I think they have full combo. This does everything, but they have a couple others, so we'll just banish the Black Metal. In theory, they play 1 of Black Metal. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like that one of those top 5 is the most likely to be a 1 of. This one's a 3 of, that one's definitely a 3 of. This one you play as many copies as you can get your hands on. That Black Meteor might also be a 1 of, I don't know. Point in case, you know, they had it anyway. Oh, you're going to add that one to the grave. Okay. Okay, this is as good a moment as any then. Which I think they probably suspected that's what this was. Just guessing. Okay. So this is for sync. Ah, this is for borrow load. They will now have a negate. I don't know why I didn't piece that together. Yeah, they've put a link monster in the grave. And that is, yeah, that is 8. Would only have, wow, okay, yeah. Sure. It would only have 500 extra attack. Rules for ye and not for me. That just feels rude. I just want to check that this is still going. Sorry, I need to make a slightly longer message than that. In theory that is, yeah, okay, cool. Right, are we done? Probably. Quite honestly. They're going to get off to the races. They've got 2 Tracer on the field. They've got the ability to make a Synchro 8 for borrow load. They banish the group. Okay. They can make up a Baron. Can they make Baron? I think they can just make Baron. I don't think they're locked into anything. But they're going for Dissipator. What? Can this be reused? No, it can't, but sure. You can use it as link material, I guess. I have a feeling they have a lot more left in the tank than we do. Question is, what can I do with this kind of setup? Link-wise, not much. Okay. Destroyed. Nope. Question is, what are you banishing? Damn it. Why would you hit the one card? It doesn't fucking... It's fine, they're just getting rid of Ogre, probably. Yeah. I can clear the SP, but they've got a turn by turn. Yeah, that's just each turn every turn. And they're adding a starter, probably. Or Magnumite. Magnumite probably does just win the game. Metaverse. Say that ain't half bad. Set that. Go battle. Beat SP Little Knight into the ground. I don't like SP. I mean, you can do that, it's just... I'm still hitting SP. Does not change the mindset. Yeah, in theory they're going to get rid of this, and hopefully Metaverse then becomes live, which means we can get the Phantasm Spiral part of our deck done. It won't take very long to get online. That's 10. That makes Baron. Alright, which is an issue. Because they need, like, a normal summon. And that'll do it. That'll be just the game. Which, I think they searched a normal summon. I mean, we chain it, they negate it. That's going to be how this Song and Dance goes. Yeah. Now, if they have a monster with 800 or more attack points, they win. Which I think they do. Yeah, that'll do it. Stop styling, hit me. Not a good first showing. We are on a 50 card deck. I could probably cut it down by a couple cards. Which couple cards? I guess the Icebound God feels like the most superfluous currently. We're not even getting to 2 water monsters ever. Let alone 2 water monsters on the field. There's, you know, a pretty drastic difference. I don't mind the hand. Would kind of prefer going first, but did you just arc? Okay, so it's not Yugioh. No, this is Sharks. Which makes this even more useless. Thanks. It does mean going first and just summoning this probably would have been the game. But as it is now, I think they just probably have the game. They don't do light or dark monsters, they do water. They spam and make negates and things. I just cannot, I can't beat that. The hand that has been presented to me does not suffice. I know it's early to make some changes, but yeah, let me read. Yeah, it's kind of worse Lost Wind, which, speaking of Lost Wind, right, we cut it down by 2 whole cards. Surely that's the difference maker. I only need to control a normal monster. Which we have 6, 8, and then Primite, but the Primite relies on us tributing a normal monster. So you have 8 normal monsters in this deck. That's not particular. You know what? Yeah. And how are we for worms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. It's not particularly impressive. And Primate Howl does get us into the Spiral Dragon if we control no monsters. So 7. Still not loads. I think... You know what, yeah, we'll try this. 46 cards. Cut the traps a little bit, less reliant on multiple things going off at once. Keep it simple, keep it sweet. It's what was good about the rank 4 deck, because it was just redo a spam and hopefully get him to stick with some decent back row. So maybe the idea still holds. Slightly different deck, but there's a chance. And we have a weird hand. Tell you what. Definitely prefer going first. Yeah, going first, set Howl, set Teekaboo, activate Howl, summon Spiral Dragon from the deck. Then yeah, Howl probably wouldn't work, but we can just normal summon Gaga Gigo. They can also just surrender. Which does make this our first win of the stream. Drastically earned, I tell you. We did outstanding play of talking through hypotheticals. Did you click go first by accident then? No, they just ran out the timer on it. They 100% meant to go second, but they just, they left the timer for too long. Alright, we take those. Just like we take 4 legacy tickets and see what we get from those. Could be pretty much anything. Like, do names Dark Witch for some reason are super rare. There's a level 4 Light Fairy with 1800. Featherizer, another Tomato. Mass Dragon. Just never actually looked too closely at his face. Keyman the Key Warrior. Gigo. That's something that's playable. It would be more playable if our Umi in question was a Legendary Ocean, because then this guy drops to a level 4 normal summon with 2650 attack, which is pretty damn strong. Dark Scorpion support and E-Hero support. Yugioh is good, but not quite good enough. That's me. Oh, we get a UR. Got a Fabled card, DDD, Evil Hero, DD, Pendulum Switch, another Fabled, Faustian Bargain. Send from deck to grave, okay. I kind of forget what we actually have for DDD. It's certainly a card. Especially on a White Forest or Azamina from hand. During the main phase, you can fusion summon Azamina from extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can add Sinful Spoils. So I might have to look into that. It makes the good stuff pile that actually uses the Illusion Azamina stuff a slight bit better, but I don't know how much. Speedroid, level 7 back Phantom Beast, which tells you about all you need to know. Another Adamantipator Signs. Cherries. Grandmark. Now that's something for rocks when we start to play them, because pretty much every rock monster, not all of them, but 90% of them are Earths. And sure, it only destroys set cards, but it is a double destruction with a draw if you tribute Earths. I love my boy Grandmark. He's got, like, really awesome art. He's just, unfortunately, probably the worst of the Monarchs. Right. So yeah, of course, it is tied in with every White Forest and Azamina card. We have 2 level 6 or higher as a fusion and a synchro, so can't make this. Illusion and a level 6 or higher fiend. Illusion and a fiend, illusion and a light spellcaster, which none of those are able to be made by this. But let's see, light spellcaster, fiend monster. This is pretty generic. Titan Azamina or Sinful Spoils. And you are Azamina of the White Forest. So yeah, we can fusion summon this one and then just add it back to hand, basically. All it requires is a fiend. That also just requires a fiend. Which could be the level 6... Oh wait, no, that's an illusion, right. None of these guys are fiends in here, but I'm pretty sure that does open something up for us. That one works with the actual White Forest part, with synchros and that, which we don't have, like, in the slightest. So it would just be Azamina. But I think there's something there. I think we can fool around with it. What do we have in DDD again? Things. 2 triple Ds, 2 triple Ds, DD tuner, 1 or more non, DD tuner, 1 plus DDD non-tuner, 2 6s, 2 8s. We have a fusion. Oh wait. But no, that doesn't work, right? We need, yeah, no. Unless banishing it from your graveyard, including this card. 2 DDDs, 2 D... Yeah, no. That won't work. What else can we foolish? Hand or graveyard, you can send a DD or Dark Contract card from your face-up field to the graveyard, allowing it for cost, which means I don't think it works with Copernicus to special summon this and banish it when it leaves the field. It does give us a 19 defense tuner level 1. Well, that's a fiend. Alright, okay, so long story short, we probably don't have anything with DDD. We got like a few ways to start, but not really anything from there. We've got 3, 2, and then Piri. So we got 6 starters, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Doesn't really do anything for us, I don't think. At present, anyway. Right, okay, let's get back into it. Let's go for another one. See if we can actually do anything with this. If you're wondering what I've been up to over the weekend, or just since last stream, I have been, I'm sure I've already mentioned, I've been playing Dark Souls 3 because, you know, I never finished it. My friend has since played through from after we started our drunk playthrough together, which wasn't entirely done drunk, it was just, you know, that was the kind of style of it. Man, this would be a killer going first hand. Am I gonna get a turn? Who knows? But, yeah, that's actually going okay. There are a couple areas that I've, had the helpful guiding hand of, No, they are playing right, okay. I've had the guiding hand of my brother a little bit, because he has actually played it through already. He's also replayed through 2, which I still need to do in full. And I'm pretty sure, simply because my friend and I took a break from that long and we were just running Night Rain so often, that he's probably gone through a lot more of Elden Ring. No, he has gone through a lot more of Elden Ring than I have. But yeah, playing through 3, got to a couple of like hidden areas that I probably wouldn't have found before. But it's going well. I am not taking an overly stupid amount of attempts to clear most of the bosses, which I'm happy about. There's let's see. What ones have posed issue so far? I think the most recent one to pose issue was the Abyss Watchers. That's if I'm getting it right. I'm pretty sure it's the Abyss Watchers. It's a room full of, like, you know, warriors, bodies, and there's a grand total of 3 enemies during the fight. It's got 2 phases, as most, you know, Souls bosses do. It's very normal. And the first phase is that you've got one of these guys who's already up and running around. He's got the main health bar. And then you've also got a couple of other bodies which will occasionally reanimate. Like, they have a health pool. You have a spell trap negate, don't you? Yep. That shucks. I mean, the play definitely wasn't set 3 pass. But, yeah, I hadn't needed to go first. Other Drytron cards can't be destroyed by card effects, so I could maybe pop him, but, like, then what? And yeah, like, I've got to level 60. I do feel my stat spread is probably a little bit poor for, like, actually doing a run, because I like Pyromancies, so I picked, you know, the Pyromancer. And bonuses of Souls 3, Pyromancy's scale with Faith Intelligence. As my main game being 1 for reference, I am super happy about this. Yeah, we'll see if they have Ash. Turns on triple attack if they do. Oh, they're letting it go. Do we just normal summon this? I guess we do. Normal summon. Man, they really aren't doing anything. Alright. We got Buckamoon and a Primite in hand. But yeah, Pyromancy scale. Hell yeah, you can reinforce your Pyromancy flame as per normal. So what if it was no longer face up? That's the one thing I can think about. They get the search, but they then don't control a monster with 2500. And they have a card on the field. You can't check the attack and defense of face-down monsters. Added Lord. He's got an animation. Hell yeah. Never seen that before. Anyway, I have a way to clear the face down. Yay. I might not have much else, though. Being completely realistic. Yeah, let's normal summon. Then attempt to go battle phase and hit the face down. Which apparently works. 2k. That also works. I mean, I think they'd get rid of the Primate first. Like, surely they're going to try and kill Imperial Dragon prior to killing Megalo Smasher. That's the only thing I can think of. So yeah, you can special by revealing. Get an ad. The thing is, the move wasn't to just leave it, like, face up on the field, surely. Or, like, for them to just have on the field. Maybe it was, I don't know. What's the Lord do that they added? Because that's obviously, like, their boss kind of guy. Gains 2500 attack during the battle phase only. Inflicts piercing. Yeah, that'll do it. Dragon. Treat this, target spell trap, banish it. Yeah, you know what? You just have it. You're fine. Go on. I haven't actually played against Regenesis at all. I know they've been out in the TCG for a little bit, but as I took a break, I just haven't encountered them. Also, no one from locals has been on them, like, just at all. Don't think it's because they're bad, I just think other people, or people, well, maybe they have played them and just moved on to other things. Who knows? Anyway, where am I at? I beat a good few bosses now. Not any of the key bosses that are present in the game, definitely not. I'm currently in the prison under Ithril. I think that's the place. Vanquished Soul. Which has its support, actually, doesn't it? Unless I'm just completely... No, they don't have this support. No. I guess these cards were just never played, then. I don't know. Where was I? Yeah, I'm in the prison under Ithril, and, yeah, what have I done? I found the jail, of course, and the jailers, who are really quite annoying enemies. And I found out that the kind of birch branches that you can find around birch trees on the map are just such awesome items. Like, love them to bits, they're great. because turns out blending into your environment, as long as you don't attack, interact, or I think roll, is pretty good. Your walking speed is reduced, but it means you can get safely to the next bonfire, which is exactly what I used it for. Two fire. One each. Now, they probably have that, but it is just destroy all monsters on the field. There's nothing about spell traps. So, I don't know. I mean, if I just, like, normal summon, and then just, like, set a bunch of cards. Literally just call it a turn. We got Yugioh Pass. I probably actually should have summoned to this column. Yeah. You know, is that on me? It's on me, isn't it? Other decks I have could beat Vanquish Soul, surely. This deck is not particularly high power. I don't know what I do to actually make it better. Make a different deck, probably, but I don't know what I do. Retooling it as just a going second pile doesn't feel right, because the whole point is that it's supposed to be a unique thing where it goes first. Uses the field spell to generate some advantage. Go with the Primate stuff for your normal monsters, the Unrivaled Tenyi for your normal monsters, and maybe it's just not, you know, what's good for this bit. Maybe we connect instead of just our opponent forfeiting at the sign of going second. And it's taken a long time to connect. It scares me. Yep. Opponent saw going second and was like, no. That's the only thing that I can just... That's the only thing that pops up into my head. Because you can just, like, Alt F4 the game, really. You can just, like, close it. But I just don't know why you would. I can't imagine it being that important. Either that, or I can't imagine you being that annoyed. Is it C? It is C. Bold of you to think I'm even going to special summon. Spoilers, I'm definitely not. What makes you think I'm going to banish cards from the... Alright. I mean, that puts you on, like, 2 cards to stop whatever I've got. I'm okay with that. I've got a Bestial, I've got Fenrir, I've got Lost Wind. Howl is a bluff, the Face Down's a bluff, but they don't know that. The Bestial is immediately... Well, as soon as they put a monster on the field, it's immediately live. Like, right now. Okay, so that's a normal summon. They get their effect. That's fine. Then Fenrir is able to banish this one. Because, you know, Okay. And Destrudo. Not Destrudo. Vishuda. And then we have Lost Wind for the summon. They can have 2 tokens on the field, but 2 tokens is not going to get them anywhere. They can make Baron. I mean, they can make Baron, they can make Chengying. They've got options. They can make Sinister Sovereign. Yeah, Sinister Sovereign. It is Baron. But I now force them to use their negate. Which feels good. I mean, I'll just chain it. Rank 4. Megalo. Okay, that's fine. If they're not going to use their negate, I'll keep that. They have a choice of getting rid of... Okay, so it's Fenrir. What are you? Negate activation, okay, so we leave it. Negate activation if you do destroy that card. So, we do this. We turn the chain on. And I want to say we get Druisworm. And we just shotgun it right now. On Lancia. I'll let it go. Which is interesting. I thought we'd get past here by now. I don't know. Do you want to tag out the Baron? No. Maybe I should have the Magica Libra in the deck, simply because that would be a Synchro Summon for 8 right here. Right, what can I do? I can make Redoer. Yeah, I feel like Redoer is a pretty good move here. Right, so the way it goes is Reader is going to hit this. This is going to die. And then we're just going to send the Baron. You negate with Baron. We negate with Lost Wind. Alright, doesn't matter. Baron's used its negate. We just run over it by battle now. Same sort of outcome, slightly different. I think it's just marginally less damage. We go end phase. They've got 1 card. Reader was stealing with the top deck every turn. I like where we're at. Oh, and it's a spell card. Yeah, it's not bad. As far as starters go, I think that's actually half decent. But we will get Lost Wind back. So, consolations, you know. Okay. And now where do they go? I'm sure they have things to do. But I'm just curious. You special, that's fine. Link 2 makes sp, I guess. I mean, I don't know what else you actually do. Like, Tenyi does have their own Link 2. But they don't seem to want to try and find out what they can do. I'd say that's an actual win. That feels earned. Oh yeah, and of course, what else? The new mode for Night Rain has dropped. The Depths of the Night. Where you can basically make the game slightly harder still. Huh. I mean, that does work with the Primite and, you know, Phantasm Spiral and etc. Okay. Malevolent Catastrophe, that's kind of neat. Skill Successor. That's not a card I've seen before. That one I have, though. Yeah. And yeah, we've played a little bit of the Depths of the Night. We have succeeded once. Not for I feel lack of playing, like, not for I feel us running poorly. But I do feel some of the drops that we've had on some of the runs have been a little bit awful, honestly. Not for new downsides being added, not for that. But just that they're, you know, like, there was a run I was doing Raider. I found all of one new colossal weapon. I had to use, because I was running the triple colossal thing, and what was it? He was also playing Raider. He also found nothing. I was using my starter, his starter, and the new one that I found. I think it's the Rotten Great Axe, which, despite its name, is a colossal weapon. So yeah, that was a rough one, to say the least. But like, that's kind of been the drop luck so far on Depths of the Night for me and my friend. We're playing a bit more of it tomorrow. I've played a little bit in my own time, and I've managed to get a couple decent-ish relics. They're not great, but they're better than nothing. And the downsides aren't, you know, game determinative. Though it's certainly a sleeve choice. Is it accurate, I wonder? Four cards. Set one. Summon. How did Malice work? Again, this is minorly important. They get the effect, but that's now on their field for the normal summon, and hopefully that does something. It takes out a material. Right. Banish one card. Banish Dormouse. Dormouse. I'm going to declare a normal name. I'm going to declare... Yeah, why not? I'm going to declare Phantasm Spiral Dragon. Damn, you didn't give me Phantasm Spiral Dragon? That's crazy. I guess that goes to the grave. Now, the issue is they set a Malice Trap. So I'm inclined to try and let this resolve. I don't like it, but I feel like it's the play. The face down is stuck. They should use the traps sooner rather than later. And that's not a Malice card. So yeah, that banishes... Oh, Chessy Cat from there. This is currently fine. We aren't going to get ourselves to a light or dark, so we can use it to banish Dormouse. There's Red Ransom. But do we use it to banish Dormouse? I feel like we leave the Link Decoder. We want to wait for a Link 3 to hit the grave, banish that probably. Again, they still haven't used their spell traps, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, go for it. I could negate the activation of a card. I can't destroy the said card, so there's not much point. Not as much point. You're targeting March Hare. Which, again, I think I kind of have to just, like, leave, right? Which I really don't like. I mean, they should be activating their trap cards, right? Surely. Why are you doing that? You know what? This is as good a point as any, I think, right? And we now have a negate online. Not an ideal one, but it's a negate. They gotta keep the bodies. Huh. This one has been banished. This one has been banished. This one hasn't. So we get that back. Title Ward, Water, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this, and then all face-up cards your opponent controls. columns, people. Battle phase. What are the stats of the one I flipped face down? Check the log. 300 defense. Now they do have, like, all the follow-up in the world. Not quick effect, no. If it was a quick effect, it would be played. I mean, I can just negate that. And then I can take control of a different one on their turn? Sure, I'll negate that. I don't know how many copies they play of the trap cards anyway. It does have to have more attack than the normal monster I control, which it now does. But they also, in theory, have a way to banish. Does it target? It does no, it targets my monster. Okay, that's useful. Linguribo, which means they are aware. What are the odds that they get rid of the Linguribo? I feel pretty low. Go for it. The thing is, there was no point to using the Howl prior, I don't think. Okay. Well, now we get to reset the Lost Wind. They get to banish one card on the field, but the Paleo can't be banished, and they're not banishing the, yeah, okay, that's fine. Keep the Lost Wind. Activate another one. Because it was last turn, right. That's not going to do anything. Why are you all gaining? It's something with, like, how they were summoned, right? I swear. For the rest of this turn, Malice wants to do control gain. Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah, columns. I probably should have put this under an EMZ. Like, just in general. Okay, what do? So... if in theory it didn't point to, your field... well, yeah, it now no longer points to your field. I've still accomplished what I want. It's just different. Congrats, you played yourself. I guess the difference is I don't get it. Crucial difference. I could really do with getting rid of this guy. but I don't think I can. So the best I'm looking at is probably set and just battle. Okay. Start the whole chain of events again. This is not what I needed. Special. No. If you control a Malice monster, your opponent can only target Malice-linked monsters or attacks. Is that true? Negate the card's effect. So... right. Toggle on? That doesn't do anything. No, it just doesn't do anything. They've still got Link Revo. I mean, use it or lose it, right? They can negate it with the Lingaribo, but otherwise they're just going to banish it and retain the Lingaribo. Which kind of sucks, but what else am I going to do? I'm playing against Malice. Guess columns really were important. Oh. You tried banishing the normal. It's just banish one card. You could have banished the face down. But no. Just brute force it. See, Malice rewards bad play. Confirmed. Didn't banish the paleo. Attempted to banish the unaffected monster. Come on, you're so close to winning. Just what are you doing? What is taking you so long? I've got 2 cards total. You're playing meta. Just win, forehead. You never know, maybe they run down the timer. Is it pay? Damn it, it's pay! Not that I'm going to live long enough for that to matter, apparently. Because they finally decided to stop screwing around. You just banish another one. Do you wanna? No. No, you don't want to. That is lethal, right? Yeah. Well, we fought hard. We fought half decently. I just don't know what else we could have done. Like, completely sincerely, I don't actually know what else. Not with that duel, anyway. I'm starting to think maybe this deck isn't it, guys. Don't know. Excuse me. Don't know what's actually giving me those kind of weird ideas, but yeah, it's almost like we really need to be playing something of top tier quality, and we're not quite playing top tier quality. We're playing slightly sub. What do you guys think is the best deck that we own? Because I know what I think it is. I think it's the generator list. What do you think is the next... What do you think is probably the most fun thing we could play after that? What are you doing? You got a hand trap. Is it C? Just drop the C. Never mind. We'll just have to be content with Fenrir. activate effect. Search for Ogre. Ash. Veiler. Imperm. Ugh. It couldn't be a monster effect. It couldn't have been one of the monsters. So what if we also normal summon Megalo, set one, and you'll move, you know? I really hope that name isn't accurate. At the same time, if it is accurate, then what? One monster effect and they still win. Banishing one of their monsters is not going to do it. Cool. Add a punk. We probably still lose to this. That was a normal summon though. What is the punk that you add? Pray tell. You add Foxy. What does Foxy do? Foxy is E-Telly. Yep. Okay. Send the Ash Blossom. They had Ash Blossom, they just chose to play around tactics. Oh, you love to see it, don't you? Your opponent being mildly smart. Just Ash the... Why didn't you just Ash this guy, you know? You got 3 cards in hand. I don't know any of them, right? No, I don't know any of them. There's Deer Note. I mean, surely we just get rid of the Deer Note. Bye. That's the best thing I can think of. And apparently it might be enough. Well, we have a rank 4. We have Fenrir. We can attempt to search with Fenrir. Attempt to search with Fenrir. We also have a Synchro 7 if we want it. Fair enough then. Change. Normal. Redoer. Do we want Redoer? I think we want Battle Phase first. You got something. Playing Gauze in there. It's not Battle Fader. And yeah, they're still not firing whatever it is. They have things. We have things as well, it just feels like we're in a much more precarious position still. Whether we are or not, I don't actually know. That feels like a good steal, though. Does mean Rita was pretty much dead in hand. That's fine. We've still just got Fenrir. Fenrir is a banish. I don't think it's possible for us to banish the wrong thing. As long as we pay mild attention. What do you add? Right, what do you do? Hand or grave, special this. If this is special, you can pay 600. Add to handle special from deck. Okay. Yeah. So they can definitely get that online. Which means there's no point in stopping it. Like, there's no point in touching the field at present, because they're going to do it anyway. So yeah, they do that. Banish from grave, probably. You got more than enough. And then it's if summoned. Pay 600. Add to your hand or special summon one from deck. Right, no. So we wait for this bit. We see what happens, because this makes Pep. But there is a chance the summon that they get does not enable Pep. Because Pep does just kind of win the game. Pay 600, add a punk spell, target take punk monsters, you target... So, yeah, this doesn't necessarily make Pep right this second. So we banish this right now. That's fine. I'm okay with this. You've got 2 tuners, they're both level 3. As far as I know, this prevents Pep. You get a spell. Banish a punk, special punk from your hand. How many punks do you have in your hand? I'm scared to know the answer. None. He had nothing relevant. I played that perfectly, as it turned out. We need to be playing the best deck, or we need to just be better. Just be better than your opponent. That is a sure way to just win. Voltester. Jade Knight, Dark Lord, Rocket, Network, Predator. Ooh, a whole pack of dupes. I mean, this is probably the best one there, right? It's basically, you know, it's more Kashtira stuff. It just requires that they special summon from the main deck, really. Another Jade, Beta, Merlin. Okay, Tackle Crusader, new card, Vishuda. That's pretty good. I mean, that just goes in the deck, I think, right? Another Bestial. If this card is sent to the graveyard, send a Bestial or a branded spell trap. We are rather unfortunately putting together branded very slowly, starting with the Bestials. But it is, you know, that's something. Right, I need to nip to the loop for a moment, but I guess I'll leave you guys with the Duel live until I return. Right, and we return. It's just... No, it's not me being weird. This just isn't loading up for some reason. Not in the same way that I want it to, anyway. OBS is for some reason taking priority over the actual Twitch tab that I have open, which is a little weird because I've set the windows to do that weird kind of like merge thing, which is why this is the Twitch chat is the size it is. Right, yeah, we need to edit the deck a little bit because we just got another Bestial. And that means that we have, what, one of each? We have one of each that's relevant. Target light or dark in either special, banish special, send a bestial monster or a branded spell trap. You good? She good? After darting into the bathroom twice. Okay. Right, where was I? So, this guy existing in the graveyard doesn't really do anything. But you can... His name becomes Fallen of Albaz. But does Fallen of Albaz need to exist on the field? Even if he did, what do we got? We've got Sprind. Sprind is decent. Like, don't get me wrong, Sprind is a decent card. It's not a quick effect, and I think the main way we're doing it is on opponent's turn. No, maybe not. How are we getting to it? Target branded spell trap in your grave. Okay, so it's not that. Not this one. And what about you? Nothing really. It kind of comes down to Springen's Kit. Which what's related to Kit? If you have a fusion or on your field or in your graveyard, you can special on this card. If there's normal special, you can add to your hand then place. Yeah, what gets you to Springen's Kit? You control no Springen's Xyz, you can discard a Springen, summon a Springen's Xyz. If face up Xyz, lose the field. Take one Despia. Oh, it's a branded card, right. So, take Despia. What Despians do we have? With Chaotis, we have Tragedy, which adds a Despia monster. Banish this and target a branded spell trap in your grave, set it to your field. So, what makes a link one? Makes a link one, adds a Despia monster for ad libitum, I guess. Or is it just a Despia card? Despia monster. And then target a branded spell trap in your grave, which could set this again, so you got another use of it. I don't know, it feels very weird to try and wrap my head around at present. Continue spell trap in your grave, place a face up on your field. Total level 8 or higher fusion during the end phase. If it was, yep. Banish a number of branded, banish this, and target one of your banish monsters that is Fallen of Albaz or mentions it. Add it to hand. Target fusion. Nope. Because he's a bestial, which means he works with the bestial things, you know? What do you do? enemy to have a fusion monster. It feels really rough to try and start. I'm not sure we have the potential to. Like, it looks like it's kind of part way there. But just, that's it. It is just part way there. Normal special summoned. Yeah, in your grave. Tribute this, target if this card is in your hand. No. So there's no real way to get Kit into rotation, right? Springen's Monster of Fallen Valbaz and Grave special it. No. That requires an Xyz. We've already read that one. Banish a Springen's Therian or Sprite to special summon a Springen's from deck. From your hand or grave. Which means it's a 2-for-1. And it is a 2-for-1 because we would do that. Yeah, it just doesn't do enough by itself, right? I should also kind of keep this in mind for all of our like Sprite stuff, because the Sprite Springen stuff, because we actually have a couple of like Springen's cards. Like, so that's 3, that's 6, it's 9 Springen's main deck monsters. But of course, it also works with the Sprites, and we've got a couple of the Sprites. It works with the Therians. We've got a decent couple of Therians, and we need. Yeah, like, we've got our gyro system. We've got stand-up. There might be something to that. There also might be something to just a chaos pile. Maybe that's the next pile to look into. Chaos attribute deck. Simply by virtue of the bestials. Okay, lose the coin toss. That's not the end of the world. Could be. But I don't think it's going to be the end of the world because we lost the coin toss. More likely, just the end of the duel. 43 and 15. What else was I up to over the weekend? Didn't go climbing this weekend. Gotta go midweek. It's Crystron. They're a pretty decent deck. There's a chance I just lose. You'll find out later. But yeah, watched a couple of films over the weekend, including the modern version of True Grit, which I feel was just weaker than the original, to be honest. Like, I didn't actually really discuss it with my family. That, like, we normally watch a film, then, you know, have a bit of a talk about what we liked about it, what we didn't. You know, at some... Ooh. Have a drink. Body is tight. At some point after viewing, we normally have a discussion about said film. And yeah, I don't recall having it for True Grit. Possibly because, I was going online with a friend for Night Rain afterwards. But no, it's like, it was an okay film. There were certain bits that were done in the reversion, not the original, which were funny and, you know, different. Overall, they're pretty similar films simply because they're both based on the same book. So that makes sense. But... excuse me. I just don't feel it was quite as good as the original one. For one reason or another, I can't really put my finger on it. Oh well, doesn't matter. Also watched a film called Bullets Over Broadway, which will be my second time seeing that one. It's a rather, it's a funny enough one about an artist who's trying to write some plays. He gets an offer for his play to be put into production, but at the cost that, the leading... No, not the leading role, but one of the roles is going to be taken up by this Ooh, what would you say? Club dancer girl? I'm trying to think about, like, because it's kind of 20s America, sort of like swinging, but prohibition's about. What would you say? Excuse me, you wouldn't say, like, showgirl, I don't think. Or maybe that is the right word. But the star's this kind of, like, showgirl, for lack of a better word, who is the squeeze for resident mob boss. And, like, the film just goes on around the dynamic between, you know, the aspiring artist trying to keep his work as pure as he can, trying to, you know, really keep the essence, doesn't want any changes, as true to the script as possible. And concessions, and it just works really well. Really funny film. And then yesterday, it was Pocahontas, because we're slowly doing a Disney rewatch, and that's where we're at now. The one before was Lion King. Well, I've developed more of an appreciation for certain things that I probably just didn't before when rewatching them, because of course you gain appreciations on subsequent times for viewing. Last Chance to Nibiru. You haven't put a light in the grave ever, have you? No. Are you negate destroy or are you negate? Negate destroy. Sad. What else am I thinking of? But yeah, like, there are a couple of the songs from Pocahontas I don't remember quite as well as I thought I did, and they're, like, a lot better than I remember them being. Sea Stealth. Perfect. No. Right. This one. Like, of course, it's not really it. Being a battle phase, quick effect. Yup. No, this really isn't doing it. Do I need to be in attack position? No, it's just when a card or effect is activated. I guess you gotta start somewhere, right? I'm pretty sure they have us dead to rights. Oh, that's so tempting, but it's not, like... Yeah. They just have Quarion Gondrax if they want it. Not Trishula. Skeletos, is it? Dragster. I could just attack over Dragster. Yeah, that's fair. Can't say I didn't see something coming. We don't really have anything else. Hello, Gaming Addict. Welcome, welcome. We are trying something else out because we actually managed to do our Xyz task. We are trying out a revised Umi deck of sorts. I need to top up on some drink, but you can have a look at this list and compare it to the last time you may have saw it. And we back. More or less. Right, let's turn those back around. Yeah, microphone's on. Right. Are we... Okay, I don't know what I did this time, but it's worked. It has gone to Twitch instead of OBS. Good stuff. Yeah, some different things. We managed to pull Saranir. We pulled Impulse/Stream. I don't know if there's more significant changes. We've probably got some more copies of cards that used to be one-offs. We're running the Rescue Rabbit package just to make Redo really. Oh yeah, I was thinking that I should probably... I should probably add this, right? Level 7 or lower monster from your deck to hand. That, yeah. It's a searchable tuner. Which is a little important. Because it can just help us make this. Depending on the board state, of course, but it can just help us make this. So, let's just run it back. See what we can do. The current challenge is to summon tokens, but we all know the generator deck is going to do that in like what? 6 good duels? 7 good duels? So I'm not going to bother just immediately switching back to generator for a little bit. I do like this hand though. And yeah, let's just leave it at that. Why not? Crackdown Snatch or Crackdown Torrential. That's got to do something. Surely. Although I guess Torrential is a water move. We are at a disadvantage. And Crackdown might be an electric. Might be a... I don't know. Millennium. What type of move do we think Crackdown is? Placing both. Not summoning yet. Not committing to the life point cost. No? Okay. Oh, they have Ankh. That is not so great. I mean, we're not just dead. But I'm trying to... Because Ankh is always Chain Link 1, so we can Torrential. Yeah. Ankh is always Chain Link 1, so we have access to Torrential. That's fine. Right. Toggle on. This is Chain Link 1, which means Torrential Tribute should work. We want Torrential to get negated. They should negate it. Oh. Oh. I'm just not familiar. Yep, okay. Okay, there we go. Is there's not anything. they can just do it, can't they, you know? I need them to summon. I needed torrential to work. I thought torrential... I should really know that by now. Like, that is not a difficult ruling. But I thought it being Chainlink 1 allowed torrential to work. I guess it just doesn't. See, this is why the rulings is so important in the proficiency quiz. No one needs to know the name of this card, that monster, or its, you know, type, attribute, whatever. You need to know rulings. It's, you know, how many people are playing Prohibition versus how many people are trying to do stupid shit like like I was just doing. 60. No, 59 and 14. Okay, let's attempt to search. Search goes through. Let's add this. Special. 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 Special! Summon! Please quit. Like, please quit right here. I don't think they will. It looks like they should, but they won't. They just have slightly poor connection. And I have a slightly poor life point. I can banish a special summon monster, I can then banish a Light Dark from the grave, and I have this guy for next turn. Now, I could have just bricked, but my luck normally isn't that good. Yeah. I mean, they can't all be there. It can't be that everyone in McDonald's that is using the Wi-Fi is playing Master Duel, because that's what it feels like, you know? With the amount of people that have this kind of just god-awful connection. I will say, the single... I mean, yeah, sure, go for it, mate. The single worst bit about this kind of connection is the fact that they continue to play, but the pace is so agonizingly slow that you don't know if you've lost until 5 minutes later and they've done 3 actions. I could see it being, you know, terrible on mobile. Wishes for eyes are blue. Okay. This targets, I guess, yeah. Special summon, though. It's fine-ish. We've still got a Bestial. Which isn't the disruption, but it is something. Send from Handlefield to the grave, place True Light. Are they doing that, or...? I imagine they would. But doesn't currently look like it. No? Okay, they are. But they're setting the trap first. So place True Light. Get yourself a spell, probably. Oh, there's another maiden. Alright. But it's the other one? It's the other maiden. Okay, now what? You haven't used True Light. You got 2 mysterious cards in hand. White Stone in the grave. Maiden of White in the grave. Okay, set a spell trap, finally. Yeah, this is the old maiden. This is the new maiden. This is the good one. This exists. 60 card Blue Eyes is not playing it right, though. Can tell you that for a fact. Bingo Machine Go is also just not the card to go for in this scenario. I can't stop them, but like it just isn't factually the card to go for. I can go for Agelin. Ruddy or Time Lord. It might just be Ruddy. Just banish the grave from out from under them. I mean, I don't care about my graveyard all that much at present. What did you? Oh, sure. Jet Dragon doesn't work because you don't have a Blue Eyes at present. Nor does Alternative unless you got one in hand. So you're looking at exactly the spell card to do anything, right? Unless I'm just mistaken. But I won't be able to target it, which does make Zeta a lot less useful. Well, there's the Link one, which is an on-summon. Which would grant them an additional normal. Sure, you can grab that. Right. Okay. So what's the Blue Eyes monster then? Because it's not Blue Eyes White Dragon. If they had Blue Eyes White Dragon, I'm sure they would have brought it out onto the field sooner. Solid. Okay. I mean, we do that, they summon Blue Eyes, right? But, like, it's kind of what we have to do. No. No, they are not doing it. I'm a little confused. Being completely honest with you. Okay, so you get your extra normal summon. Which means you can just, you know, boost... Oh. No. I am very confused. They don't even have a Blue Eyes. Okay, they now have a Blue Eyes. I forgot about that one. But there was no point in trying to banish it sooner. I can't target exactly Blue Eyes. I can target other things, just not Blue Eyes. Okay. Hit attack position. And there comes Maiden of White. No? No Maiden of White? I feel like we do this some point sooner rather than later, so let's do it now. Alright, they have a Blue Eyes. They can destroy one card. Dressworm. That's a pretty good draw. So we're gonna do 1. Oh, right. I should have drew this one first. It doesn't shuffle back for cost, surely. No. It needs to be shuffled from the field into the deck. Okay, that's fine. So, activate to get rid of what? Yeah, get rid of this. You want to use Solid Dragon? Nope. How much do I care? Not that much. They've only got 1. And even if they have 2, I can synchro summon, so I'm okay with this. Especially as this will get a send. One. Come on. You got 1 on field. Yeah, there you go. Take your time. Oh no. What, do you have Jet Dragon in hand? You do. I can get around Jet Dragon, methinks. Yeah, I can get around Jet Dragon, kind of. It feels like they're playing this super badly, but at the same time, like, oh, disconnect. Time limit win. Not even disconnect. Okay, I'm sorry, I do have to look at that deck. No, that's just wrong. Back to square one. Dark Sanctuary. Card Destruction. Chronicle Sorceress. Priestess with Eyes of Blue. No, that's all just wrong. You don't play these. The extra deck's not horrible. Needs a bit of improvement, but like the extra deck is passable. And there are a lot of these cards that are like, yeah, okay, you should play these. But just, man, what are these ratios? Like, yeah, you don't even need these. There is Blue Eyes Fusion. It's down here. You don't need this. You don't need this. You don't really need Super Poly. Like, you don't have targets. Are you expecting to run into Blue Eyes? Are they sick and tired of like Ultimate Fusion or Poly being negated for some reason? I don't know. Alright, we've got a whole 7 tickets. Let's open those up, see what we can get. We get an ultra rare. Tierra, Source of Destruction. If we had a way to get to 10 cards hand and field, this would be great. However, I don't think we can. This would just be a huge brick 90% of the time. And I think on the off chance that we could resolve it, we would have won the duel already. Yeah, no, unfortunate. I love that card though. Mad Archfiend is not the worst, it's just piercing on an 1800. Heavy Slump. The Anti-Sea card. Assault and GHQ, Ice Edge, Crimson Ape, Trigon, Papillon, Beetle, Red Sword, Jane Burst, Treasure Map, Ritual Buster, Dark Advance, Monarch Support. Not many new cards in that. But yeah, I'm actually happy with the new cards in that one, I guess, except for this one. Too many clicks. Right, let's see what we can get from the packs. We've had rather, like... Maybe I should do more streams like the last one, because our pack look on the last stream was insane. Spell of Eternity, okay. Crawler Spine. That is probably the single best crawler we could want. Trevor Mercury's fine. I mean, I have to play this, right? Like... I just have to play it. All the time where it's just like, Dragoon, Baron, Detonator. That's just a staple. Odin's Eye. That's a Melodious Galaxy card. Virtual World, not our first one, but we need more main deck if we're going to do that. And not our first Yugioh. You see, this is... You see, like, it really is... I thought we pulled our best going second card last stream. No. We pulled it this stream. The best going second card in our entire, like, collection, I believe, was Alpha. It is now just this. There is not a better card. Because it allows us to just do whatever we want. We have plays. If we have plays, we can just do them. Let's put it that way. Right. I'm not big brain enough for this guy. He only needs a little column management, but I'm just not good enough. I don't know. That's another thing. I don't know if we play Alpha in just every deck. I think we probably do. But I am just kind of a little worried about the fact that he's just a brick going second, or unless going second. Yeah, Dark Ruler is just an amazingly good card. There isn't really much that comes close. Okay, Labyrinth. I'm not sure us going first would change anything with this hand. The only thing I can do now is banish this from the grave. They bounce this one, surely, yeah. Yeah. Oh, there goes the one trap. But that's actually better for us. It's better for us because they actually use trap cards, you know? Which means this will come out of the graveyard at some stage. We just turned off Ogre. Of course we just turned off Ogre. What are we doing? Normal summon. They aren't threatened. What do we do? They're supposed to be threatened. Make Haggard. They will be threatened. I demand it. So yeah, we just special Ogre, right? Thanks for the monster. Right, they gotta send a Fiend. Send Arius. Well, we're gonna banish one of those top 5. Trick. I don't really like any of those being there, but I guess we want to get these out of rotation as fast as possible. Please try and destroy the... Ah, damn it. Although, to be fair, that can just exist. No. Why would you do something like that? That's mean of you. Also, yeah, Shathana only works with actual normal monsters, not with the paleos. I think we're done. I think we're done in this duel. That just isn't happening. We do just play him, don't we? You draw him going second and you just have a play up your sleeve. It's the same thing as Dark Ruler, really. Although Dark Ruler by itself isn't a play, it enables you getting a play. What 7s do we have? We could probably cut Birth. I like having Birth in, but it's probably just not high impact enough when you need to draw it alongside one of 2 cards. Hey, we gotta go first. Watch us draw Dark Ruler Alpha. Dark Ruler Alpha triple attack. The hand of all time. No. This is the first game where I think we're going to see Pacifist resolve. Right. We want to get the negate. Or the pop. Right, so we're going to set 1. Going to set 2. Going to set 3. I know we can activate it from hand. But this means they have to play Lucky Dip if they've got something like, you know, just MST. This just wants to die, doesn't it? Not necessarily. This just wants to die. Yeah, that does just want to die. Link 1. Striker. Boot Sector. Link 2. Delindrous. Gonna let that go. They've used their normal summon. Put this in defense. We'll grab the negate. Once per turn, right? Yeah. Hey, there we go. Apparently that's all it takes, just hold. Wait for it. Is that just pure, like, actual rocket deck, which we just... I mean, they're on 2 boot sector, but yeah, I guess it was boot sector or bust for that hand. Also, respect the fact that it is just rockets and, like, barrels. Like, you're playing the fusion, the synchro, the Xyz, you're playing the whole, like, link side of the deck, the 5. All... No, not all 3 of the 4s. But you are playing 2 of the 4s, you're playing triple burst, you're playing quad... Like... I like this. And they are playing, like, Mirror Force, Launch Mirror Force. Nice stack. They are playing character deck. And I can respect that. I can appreciate it. 2 more potentially useless master packs. 3 more probably useless legacy packs. Gemini. Hero's Bond. Summon from hand, no. Spirit, Flame Ogre, Lightwave Tuning, Minor Goblin Official. So, yeah, we're not playing any of those. Surprise, surprise. Right, 2 Master Packs. You see, you say 2 more useless Master Packs. You can't be referencing the last 2 Master Packs, you know? You gotta be referencing, like, the 2 before that. Oh, that was so close. I've never actually looked at the artwork of, like, the individual Mimicals that closely. I do like them, though. I kind of like a nice, goofy artwork. As much as I hate playing against them as Masochist, it really just hurts, but, like, yeah, I like them. Heroic Challenger... Oh, we need more Amazement Monsters. I think we have enough Assault Mode Activate. The rest of these aren't doing anything. Right. One more. Come on, it's going to contain... I don't know. Ultimate Slayer. Enemy Controller. How's that? You know, that's decent. Gaia. If we ended up playing it, this is a mandatory card. More Infernoble, Crusadia, Naturia, Vendread. Card? Kujaku. Sure. Cyber End Dragon. I don't think we can make this. I don't think there's any reason to put it in the extra deck, just ever. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I don't think I am. Related cards. Okay, we have a Malefic Cyber End. There might be a reason. We have Cyber Dragon. Yeah, we have 2 Cyber Dragon. We have Proto, which becomes Cyber Dragon. We have, you know, Core, Nashta, Hertz, Drei, Zwei, Cyberns, missing Veer. No, it's probably not pronounced Veer. Veer? Actually, no. We probably want to look exactly what's related to Cyber Dragon specifically. If Cyber Dragon is in your graveyard, you can activate one of these. You can only activate one per turn. Add a light machine from deck to hand, or target a light machine monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. Okay. But it needs to get one into the grave first. Attack Reflecting Unit isn't useful. Cybernetic Overflow is useful. But the issue is that they'll be then banished and basically impossible to recover. Because we don't have Cyber Network. Yeah, the best card we have is actually Fortress. Because we do have 2 Clockwork Knight. Not the Link one, the continuous spell. So we do technically just have Super Poly. In a way. In a very specific board state. What's related to you? Do you have any more? Oh yeah, we also have Toon Cyber Dragon. And that has some Cyberdark stuff linked to it. Yeah, I still don't really see any reason for it. Econ's nice. We got 2 of these. We got enough of the Amazement thing, too many of that. What do we have in the way of, I guess, Mimigal? Nothing. Okay. What do we have in the way of Heroics? Not much. We have Thousand Blades, which is good. And we have Knuckle Sword, which is actually decent. The other thing we would want is probably like Assault Halberd or Morningstar for the main deck. Anyway, okay. Enough standing around looking at it. On with the next one. Well, we've at least summoned 1 token today, you know. Proves this deck is super effective for it. We've got like a whole 2 copies of the field spell. Right. Hand again would be pretty killer going first. As it is, they're doing Unk Turbo, which sucks so bad. A Royal Exodia Head. Feels like a bot with how fast it was playing. What do we get? Something. And then they set the nuke that destroys everything. What are we thinking? In theory, I'm putting this in the grave. So let's just get another Bestial, right? Ah, wait, no, this thing requires like 2 effects. Alright, okay, we have an issue. Okay, so we normal summon. Maybe they just shotgun it. They are not just shotgunning it. What are you thinking? I kind of needed them to just, like, not think, but they seem to be thinking. It's a real problem. Yeah, and this can't be destroyed by card effects. I mean, should I have just gone for... No, I definitely probably should have just grabbed the, what's-his-face. I don't know what I'm doing here. Good stuff. Let's ban this guy real quick. No. Come on. There we go. Yeah, you just do it again. What am I supposed to do against Exodia when they go first? I have to draw exactly Dark Ruler. I think I actually do have to draw exactly Dark Ruler. Either that or Kashtira Fenrir. They're not having a good time, are they? Yeah, when the coin flip seems to be it against Exodia. Just because, again, it's a Dragoon. Come on, man. On the other hand, this is just a bot. This person cannot hurt me even if they wanted to. They're on 43 and 6. We did put the target... excuse me, target in the deck, yes. Okay. That's a card. Oh. Oh, maybe they can. It could be Masochist. Right, we might actually have a duel. 6 card extra don't mean anything when you're just looping Grapha turn by turn. Although that seems to be their turn. And Alpha cannot help me here, for I've already summoned a monster. I can't... Nessie. It's just Nessie. He's too big. Pop my back row. Nothing will go wrong whatsoever. Destroy one of these 2 back row. Draw another card. Yeah, I can't let you do that. That's a no. At least I have Alpha on time. On time, online. I'm confused. It was just activated. Zephyros. Summon. Well, I gotta summon Alpha. Discard Mothman. The fusion monster isn't unaffected, but it is a negate, yeah. Do you have Thunderbird? Thunderbird would be really funny. You know, that's also, like, you were warned. He doesn't even have a summoning animation. What the hell? Why doesn't he have a summoning animation? This is possibly the most DM, like, you know, hype you can get. It's a rare, but, like, Blue Eyes has a summoning animation. This is, like, the most hype monster you can get in the anime, and it just doesn't. They are not activating anything, so we'll just this. The thing is, do I want to put stuff back in their hand? Oh, hey. No, they do have to discard for it, so they're going to discard this guy, right? Probably. Are they just a Dark Lord deck that's really slow to get... yeah, there you go. Pitched another one. Type 1 card. Probably the Blue Eyes. Yeah. Although this gives me a really funny scenario. Fuck you. Right, anyway. I'm not even playing Anima in this, am I? No, I'm not. That sucks so bad. So, activate. Target. Can't attack directly. I really don't want to give them Bigfoot back, and Bigfoot just clears Alpha anyway. Yeah. What's the best I've got? This is used its once per duel. This is on the field, this is on the field, this is on the field. I feel like I kind of got to get rid of this, but I'm also just dead anyway, right? None of it's damage related, so it is just about, like, clearance. If I had Anima, that would have just gone so hard. I can use this to steal, like, the Bigfoot. Ugh. Is there anything I'm not playing in the extra? I mean, okay, when am I actually summoning Mistar Boy? Probably not, right? I mean, they just crash this and just walk into me with everything, right? What are you doing? 16, 18, 6, 4. They're short 600. Currently. Well, they're short 600. And that was assuming that they put Nessie in attack position. Oh, they don't need to. They can just quick effect fusion summon. They actually have lethal. Because you just do it now, because it's a quick play. No. Well, don't know why I could... Oh, yeah, just... right on time. Outstanding. I didn't check whether that was Masochist or not. I can only assume that it's not actually. They just don't need the extra deck. That's what makes sense to me. Also, there is the point that the Jump Scare Goddess doesn't actually do anything in that scenario for me. What, you don't think it was constructed, or you don't think it was Masochist? I don't think it was Masochist. That's... yeah, it was just Dark World Danger. Oh, wait. Yeah, I totally should have done that. Okay. Yeah, I... just not used to having a solemn warning in hand, you know? Are you gonna E-Telly from deck, or...? Yeah, you know, that'll do it. Hey... now we're locked out of water effects. No, we're not locked out. Light, earth, and wind. Huh, so this does get us to 12. I think that's more worth it. We just go bunga. And we unga. To activate a spell, we get a whole draw. What are we locked at? Like... light, earth, wind. That's actually not that bad for us. Like, this isn't live, but they don't know that. They are just as likely to destroy this as to leave it. And so... yeah, sure. And close this text document. Don't know why I've had that up there for the whole time. Okay. Now, they're about to do, like, full combo and all that, so... yeah. I find it weird that Judgment's being put to 1 again. Like, it spent some time on the ban list, as did, like, I'm pretty sure the other Solemns, probably. But I don't think it's, like, that egregious, right? Surely. Clearing fast. Until the end of this turn, change its attack to 0 and negate its effects. Okay. I guess the only one that probably didn't was Scolding. Scolding never saw time on the ban list, right? Like, in any way. I'm talking about, like, semi-ed or limited or anything. That's 10, which is Baron. It's Crystal Clearwing. I can just attack over this. Like, this isn't an activated effect. Not sure if you know. I think Strike may have been, like, limited at one point or something, but maybe I'm just talking shit. What did they add, by the way? Terratop. Cool. I got 2 cards definitely live. I've got 2 cards in hand definitely live. Terratop. Terratop. I'm actually going to just quickly... Which solemn cards have been on the list? The AI overview does not give you the right answer. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, you see, once again, the distinction between spell and monster blurs with pendulums. Okay. Again, you've negated its effects, well done, but, like... It apparently just isn't doing anything against you anyway. Okay, there's Clearwing. I don't actually know. The big guy has 4k, I believe, right? 3-5. It's probably this guy, right? I think so. I think it just is this or Kite Drake. Like, they have outs. Right. Yeah, they're doing something. I don't know what, but they are doing something. I don't know where I'm looking at on this thing, but I'm pretty sure Solemn... I also don't really know what's going on the, you know, in terms of the duel. Solemn Judgment has existed at Forbidden and Limited. For a good amount of time. Solemn Warning was semied and limited, but never banned. And that's it. No Solemn Strike, no Solemn Scolding. Yeah, there's Wing Rider, that's the out. Oh. Oh dear. They actually managed. But you know what that has done? That has just given me this boy, who they have to then crash with. 3. Because you can't shuffle 4 because you can't destroy 4. They could have Ash Blossom in hand. Oh, they're up at 5k. Well, regardless, we're doing it. Come forth. Big Dwagon. They've already used this effect, so they're just going to have to crash over it for not lethal. Damn. Alright, I have a light monster in the grave, which means I can do this now. It needs to be summoned from the extract, so... What if we just put this as a blocker? And now you have to deal with this and lose this. Bye-bye? I guess you didn't care about that? Alright. I didn't expect that, to be honest. Like, they just let that go so willingly. Torrential. What do you have in grave? Nothing of use, really. So, yeah, just Ogre. Ogre control. Five cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are all awful for me. Excavate cards from the top of the deck up to the number of other winds you control. Okay, so they won't be able to excavate. Because they won't control other winds. This is a spell card now. Versus... you can target a speed ride you control. Oh yeah, that, like, if they have a normal summon in hand. So I've got to get rid of this one. Like, that has to be how I do it. Main 2. If it gets real bad, we just torrential. Right, so they have a normal summon. But none of these do anything. Oh, you need a tuner monster. Was that a tuner? It might have been. It is a tuner. So I can get that back. Which... doesn't do anything. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I should have used that there, but oh well. Now what? You don't have a 9. You have an 8. You have a 10, but you don't have a 9. At least I think you have a 10. No, you have Rubber Band Shooter. Different names. 5. Okay. I don't know if this does it. I mean, I guess if it's Terratop, that will do it. I mean, it's actual speed, right? So they definitely play, like, multiple Takatonborg. But I'm gonna get rid of it anyway. Normal summon. Terratop. Terratop, summon. No, Terratop, add. Add Takatonborg. Takatonborg, summon, tribute, special. Yeah. So it comes down to, do I trust myself? Level 1. Declare a level from 1 to 6, it becomes that level. Level 2. So it's going to be Cork Shooter again. Where is Cork Shooter? Back in the extra. I need to read Cork Shooter. What do we... Yeah, sure. Maybe it's risky, maybe it's wrong, but I'm going to torrential. They've used their normal summon. They simply don't have the extenders in hand, otherwise they would have done it last turn. Puts me in a vulnerable spot, like, exactly for that reason. Whereas I know that they're... No, they searched. They could top deck nothing. It's a very slim hope. I'd just rather not put the synchros in their grave again. That is... You know, that's fine. I can still summon Fenrir, I just can't use his effects. Shame I don't have a second target, actually. Yeah, it's specifically from your extra. I need a second target for this. And I'm happy with my choice, but I'm a little nervous about the top deck war. Add a Speedroid monster from deck. That's fine. What is the Speedroid of your adding? Terra, which you can just special summon. And they shall do such. Add a Speedroid. They're getting low. I'm not, but at the same time that means their top decks technically just get better and better. Now, I wait for them simply to normal summon. And that'll do it. That is a monster card. That has like 1,000 defense. I have 2k defense on this thing. I think I just have to set. They can go off and do things on this turn, but like, I wasn't stopping that anyway. Face up, non-effect. Yeah. I don't have enough 10. Oh yeah, I didn't put Vishuda in the deck. I didn't put Vishuda in, I didn't put Anima in. Wait. Well, that's one step closer. Six. Which is 2/2 and deals 200 piercing and 500 of burn damage. Yeah, okay. Oh, that gets to a 7. I was just gonna say, like, one last duel, but this is the one last duel that is going on for some time. You can excavate 1. Add car turbo. I'm not sure I have top decks that do it anymore. Because even if I top deck Fenrir, I don't actually have his effects anymore. Same goes for Alpha. Oh wait, is Alpha even a condition? Alpha's a condition. So, summonable, but can't use their effects. Can't use its effects, but its effects are online. That's unfortunate. I can't say I didn't expect it, but that is probably the end of the game. They actually just needed this in attack position. Oh, never mind, they got it. They just need to pop my monster. Well, last duel, last duel. I don't think you need that, but sure. Was there a draw? I mean, yes, okay, there was just a draw, and that draw is called, like, a monster. Any monster, just to start putting pressure on. Especially a normal monster, actually. Normal monster would have been great. They didn't pop it with... Okay, right. I've got an extra turn out of the goodness of their hearts. Simply because they couldn't think of anything. Last turn, any normal monster would have done it. Last turn. Not this turn. And I can't afford to take the battle damage. So yeah, I'm going to have to surrender. GG's. That was a long and drawn-out fight. I don't know if I should have even let them get Corkshooter into the grave, to be honest. Well, it's time for the dreaded bit of updating our stats, which I believe are not so great this time. Well, it's not that bad, though. So, 1, 6, 4, 1? Yeah, which means we won like 5. Played 17, 27. So we've played 18. Not a great record. Oh, I should also change that to session 111 start. And yeah, actually, let's check out the proficiency. Show our 1 token. 1 token. Right. That is going to be all from me today. Went a little bit worse than I was hoping, to be honest. I was thinking that the deck could do a little bit better. But, yeah, can't have everything. So, unless something drastic happens, I look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday. Thanks for watching, whether it's the VOD or the actual stream on the viewing, or on YouTube when this eventually goes up. My name is Catmollock, and goodbye for now.